full-blown Rolex lover boy.
Good evening, guys. Sorry I am late. I apologize. I was trying to set up a second camera here in order to showcase some watches that I have. Um, Unfortunately, I was getting an echo with the second camera and I couldn't figure it out. I was panicking and well, I just gave up on it. Anyway, it was just a little bit of an idea that I had that it'd be nice to show you some watches that I got in recently, some um, watches that are going to be part of a giveaway soon. But I didn't really think this through. So I'm sorry. But welcome to another watch chat. It's Friday night. I'm uh I'm scared of buying watches, man. Are you guys scared of buying watches? We'll talk about that in a little bit. But tonight I am wearing the the chicken, the citizen, titanium watch. I just put a nick in it. Oh man, I finally put a nick in it, and I know it has the hard coating or the coating for the titanium, but I hit a fixture, a metal fixture on a latch on a door, and it put a little nick in it. It's not the end of the world, right? But I'm bummed out. I'm bummed out. Let me catch up with the chat, guys. Sorry again, getting a late start. Hey, Peter, how you doing? Bill K is here. Wayben is here. He's third. Underachieving Watch Collector is here. Hey, Peter, what's going on? Wilson, that was Wilson, actually. Keith, what is up, buddy? Mr. Casioka is there. Nilo is here. Hope you guys are still here. Kevin S, what's up? Stefan, how you doing? Pale Horse is here. Anish is here. Yeah, Mr. Legs, sorry. Oh, man, I just had this great little plan to show you. I showcased two cameras and it just blew up in my face. Stefan is here, BJ is here. What's going on? Um, BDev, what is up? Don't get flush. Don't forget to flush. Yeah. No, I never forget that. Well, sometimes I forget. Yeah, Poo Knife. Yep, absolutely, Anish. You're right. Bobby, what's going on? Yeah, I did lock myself in a closet mentally. Mentally locked myself in a closet. Neff, what's going on? Mike is here. How are you? Um, Scrolling down, catching up with some people here. Junior Johnson. Hey, at least you guys were able to keep yourselves entertained, which is great. Which is great. Chaz from the Berg is here. Dan is here. Um, Paul is here. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Uh, We got what do we got here? This reminds me of an old joke. How many YouTubers does it take to start a live stream? Oh man. Ouch. Ouch. Uh, let's see. I'm gonna jump and catch up with you guys. Hey, Average Joe is here. What is up, buddy? Nice to see you. Thomas is here, my good friend. How are you, Thomas? Hey, Rasan's here. Good to see you. Great to have you on the streams on Tuesday night, and hopefully more streams in the future, buddy, for sure. Hey, Tim's here. Thanks, Tim. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, man. Really do. Hey, Roar the Tiger's here. 1105 is here. Your smooth voice, a professional delivery, more than make up for a second. Aw, Chaz. Chaz is like Chaz is like my number one cheerleader, man. He's the best. He's a great guy to have in your corner for sure. Um, let's see here. Kevin S. Only two, Theo and Harris. You're good, but I want a super fan badge now. Okay. Thanks, Tim. Thanks for the encouragement, for sure. Appreciate it. Hey, Tuxedo Manor is here. Awesome, awesome. So, like I, I let in by saying that I'm scared to buy watches, and I think there's a lot of things going on right now, right? My collection is actually down to like five watches now. I have a lot of watches in the house because I do bring in watches to do reviews on, and then I sell them, and then I get watches in to do reviews on, and I do as giveaways. Speaking of giveaways, let me just plug it in a little bit. A giveaway next month's giveaway. Uh, Looks like the light is washing it out here, and this is the Hamilton Khaki Field Mechanical. Great watch, cool watch. Almost like a must, right, to have in the collection, especially when you're starting out. For sure, having a nice little field watch. And and then, oh, I got this beauty in, and I'm gonna be doing a review on this one too. This is the Citizen. This is like I forget the number on it. It's like NJ something or other. It's kind of like a mix of a well integrated bracelet style watch, right? And then you have like this kind of OP Rolex OP type dial and indices, and then you have a little cyclops there for the the date, like a date just. So it's got a lot of uh, elements going on here for sure, and it's a cool watch. Fits very nicely. 300 bucks, I think. 300 bucks. Pretty cool. It's got and the bracelet. It kind of reminds me, dare I say, to kind of like a Rolex Day Date. Let's see if I could tone down the light here. Like that kind of like bracelet. I mean, look, no comparison. I understand. Totally get that. Case back here. You know, it's nothing special to look at. But I wish they would just knock it off with these case backs though, exhibition case backs on these watches, because I would rather it be thin. You would definitely lose some width there if you went with a solid case back. I'd rather be thin than see this like Miyota movement, right? But it's not terribly thick. It's just it would be nice to be a little bit thinner, right? And then I got this in, right? This new one from Seiko. The lighting is terrible, Bobby Legs. What are you doing here? So this is the SBDC um, 171, right? SPV 299. Really great watch, like a mini turtle. Fits great. Um, just really cool. So anyway, I'm scared to buy watches, man, because the economy is what it is, right? It's a little scary, and I don't want to start investing money in, or not investing is the wrong word. Taking some of my extra money here and putting it into watches at the moment, right? Just a little nervous about where it's going. I was more and more. I'm getting less optimistic about what's going on with the economy, and hopefully that will change. No conspiracy talk here about whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm not into that kind of stuff. I'm just saying that, with inflation and what it is and things going, the way they are, and, it's a little scary and you never know what's going to happen. I don't think it's the end of the world situation. I'm not that fatalistic, but I think we're in for a tough, few months to a year, maybe. Maybe by the end of the year, things get a little bit better, but hopefully prices on watches go down. Yes, the Seiko calls this one the Keith. Scott's saying, hey, I think most people who buy those Citizen watches are going to not be hobbyists, so they'll appreciate it. That's a good point, Scott. You're probably right. Most people who are not hobbyists, who probably will be buying that watch, will think it's really neat and cool. Um, so you're right about that. But us hobbyists, me, have handled his share of integrated bracelet style watches from all price points, from the affordable, like the Citizen, PRX, and etc., to all the way up to the GP Laureato. Uh, the thinness on the GP Laureato, and you still get an exhibition case back on the GP Laureato. It's amazing what they do, but that watch is super thin. And hey, you pay for it, right? Deservingly so. Yeah, thanks, Stefan. Looking forward to more gives. I mean, there's more. I mean, I got a Tissot PRX Powermatic 80 that I'm going to be giving away. Another watch with an integrated bracelet system, very similar to that, also going to be given away. And a few more. I have watches lined up for the rest of the year, right? I think in December I'm going to be giving away a Zelos as well, a bronze diver. Um, so I got them all lined up for the rest of the year, and hopefully you guys, one of you guys on the stream will win it. Yeah, very nice Seiko, very cool, very cool bracelet, right? Um, very different than what you typically see lately from Seiko, right? I mean, I'm sure. I mean, I don't know if they've ever done. I'm sure they have done this kind of like fine link system. I guess I'm only calling it fine link system because that's what WatchBuys calls those Zins that have this kind of like bracelet system. They call it the fine link, so that's why I'm calling it fine link. I don't know what the technical name is for it. Uh, would that fit a six? Of course definitely, definitely, Kevin, definitely. This definitely will fit. I got a 6 3/4 interest, right? I mean, it's definitely room to spare. It's so comfortable. It'll fit a wrist as small as 14 centimeters, I think, for sure. Um, Roar the Tiger saying, Bobby Legs only buying straps and batteries for my Quartz watches. As we live in an interesting time, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. And I hope the other shoe doesn't drop. I just hope, eventually, this kind of works out. Maybe I'm optimistic in that way. But I always feel, I feel from experience, I feel like we over exaggerate as a whole. Not everybody, but I mean as a collective, the human race exaggerates the moment, and it turns out, when hindsight, it wasn't that bad. But sometimes it is that bad, right? Um, be devastating. No more expensive watches for me right now. Have fun on eBay looking at deals on affordables. Yeah, I like doing that too. I've been on eBay a lot ever since they've had this verification system for watches over $2,000, authentication system. I've been on there a lot for sure. Never bought a watch until before then, before that authentication system, and now I bought like several watches for sure. Well, more than several watches. Um, Anyone else? Yeah, anyone else picked a new NASA G-Shock? Um, there's been quite a few of my friends have picked one up today. Um, Sky say, I agree with you. My favorite watch in my collection, the Santos, doesn't have a case back. Yeah, that's a great watch, the Santos. It's American giveaway. I'm not at that level yet. Maybe if I partner up with an online retailer one day, uh, maybe that'll happen. Um, so I'm gonna keep on going through the stream. Look. I'm gonna pop in the link, the invite in the chat. Okay. Um, let's let's chat. Let's get some guys here. If you guys are interested in, let's keep it about watches. Let's respect each other. Not too much tomfoolery, although there could be some tomfoolery. And I'm gonna throw that in there. And if you say something bad about Bobby Legs, or if you say some bad words, you're out. You're out. So I'm just gonna put that in there. Don't make me regret it. Um, Wayben is saying, I bought an SBGJ 249 just before we started talking about the market tanking, and now I have a deposit down on the 261. I should probably sell the 249 in the down market. My timing is awful. The Grand Seikos, I presume, right? Um, yeah, Grand Seikos they take a hit in the secondary market for sure. Most of them. There's some that don't. There's some that do okay, but most of them seem to take a hit. Uh, right, Chaz. Fine link is German for jingly jangly. Absolutely. Um, yeah, yeah. Nilo, good point, especially in that mid-tier diver range, right? Now, what do I mean by mid-tier diver? My definition could be different than yours. So when I'm talking about like the affordable tier, I'm thinking, the days of the SKX. I'm thinking of the Samurai. I'm thinking about some turtles. I'm thinking about even the Sumo. And then you have that next level, right? Those reissues and reinterpretations of 62 Mas and the 68, 1968. baby mini Marine Masters. Like those watches are so good right now, I think. And they have the great bracelets, or better, way better bracelets. Let's say that. No stamp clasps. And, I mean, they still got the push pin and pin or collar system in there, but whatever. That's fine. I'm used to doing working at. I actually kind of prefer it now. The pin collar system. No hex screws like like the Zens. I don't mix really well with that. Um, but yeah, no, I think especially that mid-tier diver, you get a lot of bang for buck. What I call the mid-tier diver. Um, Kevin is saying, not sure. Looks a little bit, Bobby. Looks a bit big, Bobby. I'm scared. I guess you're talking about the white dial. Uh, Nothing wrong with playing it safe. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, I'm in no rush. Although, man, there's still so many. They don't stop making beautiful watches, even when times are tough. They keep on making awesome watches, and it's really hard for me to say no. Um, mm, yeah. Hey, Ep is here. What is up? Thanks for joining us, Ep. Partner up with Sakura. Man, I've been giving them a lot of business. I've been, mentioning in my videos. I mean, no affiliation, of course, but I want to pass that information to you guys. Some of you guys may not know that you can get Seikos at maybe at a better price than here in the States. The yen is taking a hit, and it's reflected on the prices if you go to Sakura. I mean, you can find some really good deals. We need a Bobby Legs Toppers partnership. Well, man, I'm there every Friday at noon, hitting the refresh button to see their new pre-sale items. I have a sneaky suspicion a lot of my friends as well, and a lot of my friends buy from Toppers. I've yet to buy anything from Toppers. Not that, I have anything against it. Of course not. There are some really good deals on Toppers. Right off the bat, you get 10% off, if you use that code. Um, but it's hit or miss, right? Some weeks, you get some watches there that are like, okay, and then sometimes you get like screaming deals, and you got to go for it. I just have yet to pull the trigger on Toppers. One day, maybe one day. Um, hey, Amin, how you doing? What's going on, buddy? Uh, Bobby is so good at this. There should be 100 minutes in here. Ah, I don't know what that means, but maybe Ra does. Hey, Ra, what's going on,
Hey,
man?
how
Thanks
are you,
for
man?
uh, thanks for jumping on, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no
Are
problem, man.
you are you scared to buy watches in this economy, or does that not even figure into your calculus?
Um, um, not right now,
Yeah.
because it takes me so long to actually commit that I can't. Like, I'm not even worried about it. We might
Yeah.
be into a.
Are you getting a little bit of a delay there, Rob?
I am. That's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Why don't you let me remove you and then you come why don't you come leave the stream and then come back
Oh
in.
wait, there we
That
go.
might work.
I think I got it here.
Okay.
How's that sound? Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Delay.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm good. Sorry about that. But yeah, it
Yeah.
takes so long to purchase watches that we could be into a whole new administration by the time that
Yeah.
I buy another watch. I mean, it's my kids will be in college, and I'll be like, you know what? I'm gonna move on that Parmigiani. So it's. I'm not worried about it at all now. It just takes so long.
Dib
So,
is saying, please don't channel your inner Keith. Keith is even more methodical, I think, or maybe,
oh,
well,
really? Good, good.
maybe, well, just as, yeah, maybe slightly more methodical than you are. Just like he slow plays it, right? Uh,
So
here
now
he
I
is.
don't. I don't feel that crazy now. That's good.
No, not at all. I feel like it's better to buy watches now because there's better deals out there. Not that I buy
Sure.
watches, but and you're right.
Uh,
We're seeing those deals, Keith, for sure.
mm,
It's all about time. Like, nobody can time the market, right? Like, back in 2000. 7 and 8, right? When the market, you know, crashed, right?
Yeah.
Or took a big dive. Like nobody knew when the bottom was, and you never know until like 6 months after the bottom happens, right? So that's why they say always dollar cost average, right? But you can't really do that with watches, right? I think if you find something that you're comfortable in price wise, something that you've been looking for, and if it looks good, you just do it, right? You don't worry about.
Yeah.
I I mean, say do as I say, not as I do, because I'm waiting and waiting and waiting. But
Yeah.
but we'll see.
And I think the pitfall there, the one pitfall is you see a great watch and it's at a lower price. Let's say you run into, one of the top heavy hitters like Submariner or a GMT
Hmm.
or something. Prices come down and you're like, hey, you know what? I have it. Let me just get it,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you do it without really thinking about it. And then it's like 6 months later down the line, you're like, in the back of your mind, you still have that other watch that you really wanted, but hey, there was a Rolex that fell in your lap, and
yeah,
now you got to make moves and sell it, and maybe take a loss, maybe not. Most likely not. But still, it's like wow, this kind of set me back from what I
yeah,
really wanted.
yeah,
So I think that's something definitely to be wary of, like for me,
yeah.
because
No, no, I'm I'm with you. I feel like Rolex though is the only brand that I would willing to take that chance and willing
mm,
to live with that uncomfortableness for a while with, right? Like if
yeah,
we're talking about um, any other brand, and
hmm,
not saying that necessarily Rolex is the only brand that. Let me take that back. For me, Rolex, but I mean, it could be Patek, it could be whatever. If it's like a Breitling, like we know
hmm,
that Breitling, they make a ton of watches.
yeah,
They get killed in the secondary market anyway. So like that would be like a very bad panic move, right?
hmm,
And then it's something that you can get stuck with, and then if you realize, oh man, I kind of like I overextended myself, and this watch is,
yeah,
is is great, but it's not the best, and I only got it because I thought it was a deal at the moment, but now it's like that's
hmm,
where it gets a little sticky for sure.
yeah, yeah. I had that come up with a Breitling, and I know it's the watch doesn't have a lot of fans, but I've always been a fan of the Aerospace Evo Night Mission,
Oh
and I
yeah,
love that watch. I'm
yeah,
like, one day,
yeah,
and now the prices are like, woo, they're getting really sweet. But
yeah,
there are several watches that I want that are, only two that I want more than that one, and
yeah.
it's like, it's just so tempting just to like, let me just
I
get it.
know,
I
I
could
know,
recoup
right?
this, really quickly,
Yeah,
but then it sets you further back from, your end goal. And,
yeah.
it's one of, you got to keep your eyes on the prize, I guess. So it's,
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, like it comes and hey, Ken, he's checking in from Pittsburgh. It, it it comes down to like I don't have patience, right?
mhm,
You have patience, in regards to watch purchases.
yeah.
I just don't have patience, man. Like I just like, and maybe it's like something like the kind of personality that I have, like or like this like addiction I have to watches that manifests itself, that when I see something that I really really like, even for that split second, I have to act
Hmm.
on it, right? Like
Right.
I'm like it's like my basic animal instinct. Like I'm no different than a dog or a cat then
Yeah.
at that point, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm
You don't
just
want to
act.
miss it too, because
Yeah,
if it's something that you really want and you miss it, it's like, wow, 'cause I was
yeah,
talking about the JLC Memovox,
yeah,
last stream, and I had a shot at one, wow, I want to say 8 months ago, 9 months ago from David SW. And I'm talking to them on the phone. Like, and I'm like, okay, well, yeah, we're talking about my watch, the Polaris again, right? And I'm like, you can do this, do that. Okay, yeah. Well, let me get everything together and I'll call you tomorrow. Dude, that watch was sold before I got home. So I saw that and then I was like, damn, and I had to go out shopping and I'm there driving, gripping the steering wheel, like, freaking had it. Why did I,
yeah,
why did I get slow? God damn. So yeah, it's an interesting game. It's an
yeah.
interesting and
We got
emotional
Tom.
game.
We got Thomas here. Hey, Thomas, how are you?
Hi, how you doing, Bob? How you doing, Ra? Good to
Hey, how
see
you
you,
Yeah,
doing,
Val.
good to
Thomas?
see. Good to see.
Good to see you.
Usually I see like your avatar, Thomas. It's actually
Yeah,
good to see
yeah,
you in
yeah,
person. I think this is the first time.
yeah, yeah. Nice to
Um,
see you. Nice to
yeah,
see
nice to see.
everyone.
Yeah. So are you, Thomas? What are you doing? Are you taking? Are you subscribing to my fear that maybe we're not headed towards some good days coming up, and it's affecting your watch purchases and collecting? I know it's
Yeah, I
yeah,
was interested to talk about this collection strategies.
yeah,
How do we go about our purchases? Do we save? Do we buy for occasions? Do we
yeah.
buy for certain to mark certain events? Do we buy on finance? Do we sell things to buy other things?
Yeah, my answers are yes to everything you just said. Keep
Yeah,
going.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. How's
What
it
else?
go? Do we pine after one thing and wait for it to come and to sort of like just go after that goal, or do we have things that come along all of a sudden that take our fancy and we just say yes? I mean, me
Yeah.
myself, I just bought. This has just arrived today. It's
Oh yeah.
it's just a jump hour watch. It's
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say right in the middle there, right? There's a jump hour. Is that what I saw?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
jump hour watch, and it's just a fashion watch from a
yeah,
brand
yeah,
called
yeah.
called forgotten the brand. Forgotten the brand now. Um,
Well, you
uh,
figure out. Let's say a little
yeah,
Khan's wearing his IWC Pilot's Chronograph 41.
It's
Man, that's
nice.
another watch on my radar lately, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, that's on there.
oh,
Um,
Pilot
Good to see.
cracking watch. Yeah.
yeah,
So how big? It depends whether you like big watches or not, though. Because 47 mil for the classic, and then
yeah,
that's 43 for the new iteration.
yeah, yeah. I I feel like I give Pilot watches a little leeway, as you should, right? I mean, they're tend to be bigger, at least historically, right? And I know they've come down in size, to try to cast a wider net with enthusiasts and
Mm,
or non-enthusiasts, but I can give a little leeway. Now, the big Pilot, 46 or 47 millimeters, a buddy of mine has it, and I mean that's a big watch, right? That's a huge watch on my wrist, and
Yeah.
and so I don't know if I can pull that off consistently, right? When you get down to a 43, like the BP 43, try that on. Now that's still a little bit long lug to lug, but I think that's the sweet spot, right? I mean, I could get into that, and the 41 chrono, I mean, is just is a beauty, And
yeah.
so,
Yeah.
I still want a Speedmaster at some point. Um,
I love the 47, to be honest with you. The
yeah,
top.
yeah, yeah.
It,
Do you have a
it,
wrist to pull it off, or it doesn't matter?
I wear a Panerai 44 mil
Yeah,
Panerai regularly, and
me too. Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
I know you do. You got one in the collection, I know. Yeah,
yeah,
and but the 47's a beast, isn't it? I mean, I don't know whether I could pull it
It
off
is.
regularly, but I'd love to. I'd love to try it. Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
I just think good to see you.
I've never seen one in the flesh, and
Yeah,
I
good to
really
see you.
want one. And I'm not
Yeah.
afraid of the 47 millimeter. I'm afraid of the lug to lug. And I've got a 7.5 inch wrist, so I might be okay.
Oh,
Sure.
you'll
But I
be able to
mean,
pull
that
that off.
lug to lug is so
What,
big
what is it,
that
like
I may
56 or
not be
something like that?
okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's
No, no,
crazy. So I'm
Ra,
like,
I think
let's
you'll be able to
see, let's
pull it
see.
off. I think you'll be able to
Yeah,
pull. Haven't tried one on, like you'd be able to pull off. Now, your eye looking at it, it may take a while for you to get used to,
yeah,
because it's a beast. You know what I
yeah,
mean? But but then like, you wear it a couple days and you'll be okay. Yeah, this is fine.
Yeah, and it's supposed
Yeah,
to be a statement piece, and a pilot's watch is
right.
supposed to be big. So
Yeah.
because,
Yeah,
yeah, like you were
yeah.
saying, they get that pass. It's not, so
Underachieving watch collector saying, "Press buy now. Let the endorphins flow through." Hey, BJ, what's up, man? How are you?
Hi, good, thanks. How are you? First
Good.
time on the stream. Thank you so much for
yeah, how
having
you
me.
doing?
Yeah, yeah, no
I
problem.
hope you can hear me okay. Let me know
Oh
if
yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
great.
Great.
So
How
I
are
have to
you?
ask you, BJ, are you a little scared to buy watches these days?
Um, I think if you're being responsible, it's good to keep notice of what's going on in the world and in the economy and everything like that.
Yeah,
I think I wouldn't say I'm nervous, but I would say that it's a good idea to be cautious, to think pretty deeply about your purchasing decisions for sure.
yeah, yeah. Responsible. What's that?
Yeah,
Uh,
I know it doesn't really go with like watch collecting, I feel like, but
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Hey, Joey's here. Zulu. He's wearing the Zulu tonight. Another great watch.
oh, that's a beautiful
Thomas, have
watch.
you have you s- Thomas, have you seen the Zulu, the Longines Zulu
Oh, it's a
GMT?
great watch. The Zulu time, yeah, the
Yeah.
GMT. Yeah, I mean, it comes on a bracelet with a green bezel, and
Mm,
it looks lovely. I like the way they've done the GMT hand, which is quite long. It's quite a
mm-hmm.
long GMT hand, so it reaches the tip of the rehort. So it's just you know reaching that minute track. So it's
Yeah,
a nice long definable minute GMT hand. Sorry, not minute hand. Yeah,
yeah,
really
it's
nice.
and
Really
every
nice watch.
every variation looks amazing on it. The
It
blue
does.
looks great.
Yeah,
Black,
the
the
blue
black and
look.
gold. It's like everything. It looks great. I'm like,
You're right,
wow.
Ralph. The blue looks
Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah, but I mean, some people are put off by the five arrows on the bottom of the dial. But I think once you look at it for a while, you adjust to those five dots, and it balances out with the Longines logo on the top of the dial,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and it's sort of you get a bit of balance in the design. I think. I
yeah,
think.
I mean, it's such a stunner. Really. I mean, I really love to look at it. I have Joey B. He's got one, and he loves it. Almost like, it's one of those watches, one of those pieces. And I don't know if you will agree with me or not, guys on the chat, but or on the stream, that my next quote unquote attainable grail piece, or maybe it's not so attainable, is the Rolex GMT, the Pepsi, right? And I
Nice.
just want one. I want one. You guys
mhm,
know I have a little bit of
Everyone wants
fascination.
one, Bobby. Everyone
Everybody,
wants.
everyone wants it, right?
Yeah,
Everyone wants it, right? Right?
everyone
Right?
wants one.
yeah,
That's why you wait for one.
Yeah, yeah. But then when you see something like the Zultime, and let me know if you guys feel the same way. You see the Zultime and you're like, "Oh, man, I could get this right now,
Yeah, yeah,
right? Save
exactly.
myself a bunch of money and have a watch to wear right now, right?
yeah.
Uh,
Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Save for the Pepsi. Don't fall
what
for
do
it.
you
Yeah,
think? What do
It's
you
a
think,
trick.
BJ?
I feel the same way. The Longines
Yeah.
Spirit made me wonder whether or not the IWC Pilot was a good choice, because
Hmm. Hmm.
I thought it was a good competitor to that, and it came in a lot cheaper. And Longines, from what I understand, they have silicone hairsprings, and
Yeah.
yeah.
they're meant to be really good watches.
Hmm.
So it's a little bit thicker, I think, than the Pilot, than the Mark 18, but it definitely made me second guess whether or not I was making the right decision for sure.
Yeah. Rob Mike is saying the big pilot of Big P46 is big, but you would be surprised how well it wears.
Yeah, I'm going to drive
Uh,
into their boutique in Los Angeles at some
hmm.
point, probably within the next 2 weeks, just to try it on, just so I
Yeah.
have a clearer picture in my head about what's going to come down the road.
Yeah.
So,
Justin's right. 7.5 inch wrist. You could pull off anything, dude. Yeah, you could pull off. It's just going to be like an optical adjustment for you at first when you see something that
mhm,
big. Trust me, because it was for me. But it's like wearing a small watch after wearing big watches for a while, right? It's like it's weird, but then after a day or two, you're like, oh, okay, it's not so bad.
yeah,
The Zim Master is saying, I got a 6 3/4 interest and I have no chance with the original Big Pilot, but I like that new 43. Yeah, I'm with you, Zim Master. I'm with you.
Yeah, if you got a smaller wrist, you definitely have to go for the 43. I think. I mean,
Yeah.
you gotta have a 7.5, 7.25 up to an 8-inch wrist for a 47 mil. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a 7.25, and I feel like I would be more comfortable with the 43 for sure.
Yeah. Wilson saying open mic night. Hey, Wilson, join us.
Yeah, join us. Get on.
Join
Come
us.
on.
Amin saying great to see BJ on the stream. Yeah, BJ's been
Hey,
in the
I'm
in the comments section for a long time in the chat. So it's
I'm really glad to be here.
good
Thank
to
you.
have him here. Yeah. Let's see here, chat. Did BJ just utter the word responsible? Please remove him from the stream immediately. Yeah.
86th.
86. This is your first and last time here, BJ.
Sorry.
Nah, it's all good. BJ saying, talk about big. I have a 7-inch wrist and sometimes wear a 50 millimeter chase Durer, 18
Wow.
millimeter thick
60
and 60
millimeter
millimeter
for
lug
a
to
long
lug.
watch.
Big. Yeah,
Wow, that's big.
that's a big one. Ooh, good question here. Bobby, I'm considering a Yachtmaster 42 Oyster Flex Falcon eye dial. Would love to hear your thoughts. I like that Falcon eye dial.
Get it. Get it.
Yeah,
Get
those
it.
Yachtmaster
Get it.
42 are just. I think that it's such a I won't say unique, but such a great design of the Yachtmaster. It's the best Yachtmaster going, definitely, and
Mhm.
because of the design of it, I love the classic sort of Submariner dial on it with the the loom plots, the
Mhm.
indices,
Mhm.
and but the shape of the case is just so different, and the Falconite dial with that red stripe is
Mhm.
yeah.
Super interesting, right?
Everyone's unique,
Yeah.
you're gonna get a real nice watch there. Beautiful.
Joy B saying he completely forgotten about the 5 stars that are there. So the 5 stars, I think Tom's just saying some people are just turned off by it, but Joey doesn't even see him. Doesn't even see him. So
That new
um,
Yeah.
Seiko's got 1 star on it, right?
the Sea of Clouds, the Grand Seiko, you mean?
Is that the one? Yeah, the one that has a 1 star on it, the blue one.
Yeah. So that 1 star, that's that special
Oh
movement,
yeah.
right? The plus minus 5 seconds a year. That's what it
Yeah, the
signifies.
GMT. hmm
Yeah.
Is it a
Um,
rating system?
Yeah.
I don't. No, it's not a reason, but I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, Chad. There's many more Grand Seiko enthusiasts on the chat and more knowledgeable. But I believe that star is signifies that it has that the quartz movement with that is plus or minus 5 seconds a year as opposed to every month or whatever it is. Um,
As-
uh, please never say anyone wants a Rolex. Everyone wants a Rolex. Yeah, Pete.
Rolex.
Pete
No.
he doesn't need a Rolex. He's got a ton of
Neither,
great watches.
he's got don't believe he doesn't need a Rolex.
Yeah, exactly. He did. Man, I was after I had him on the stream last week. Was it last week? Yeah. Man, I was looking at Dorn Blues for a couple days, and I was just like, oh man,
Man,
I
don't
could put
believe that. I've been staring at them for so long and
Mm,
just keep. Here in the UK, I mean, I don't know where to get them. I don't know where to see them. I don't know where to
yeah.
order them. Where
hmm
to.
hmm
It's so hard to track down. You look at their website. There's no prices. There's no. I mean,
Yeah.
I look on the American websites, watch buys. There's lists of them. Don't
Yeah.
believe, don't believe, don't believe, don't believe. I'm like, why can't I live in America? Why can't we?
Yeah.
Why can't we have watch buys in the UK? You
Yeah.
know,
I
German
got to
shop.
see them. What watch buys. I don't know if they're back, doing this, but pre-COVID, they would do road shows, right? About 3 or 4 times a year in
Right.
different cities. And I saw them in New York, and they had some Dorn Blues there, and they were, awesome, awesome. Now I've been touting Dorn Blues for the last couple of years, and promising myself that I was going to buy one, but I keep kicking that can down the road. And I wonder if that just means something. Maybe deep down inside, like I have a feeling that like I would be bored after a while. I mean, if that's even possible. Like, why haven't I pulled the trigger on a dorm booth yet. That's something I need to figure out because I do like them. I do like everything about him. Um, Zulu is a stellar release. Zulu is nice, but a temporary fix. You'll still want a Pepsi. Absolutely, absolutely.
Bingo.
And Ra, yeah, that's basically what you're saying.
Yep.
Uh, uh, no desire for a Pepsi here. I am good with the Zulu. That's awesome, Joey. Um, the lack of the bezel on the BP46 makes it seem bigger. It's all dial on your wrist. Totally. It's like a dinner plate, man.
See.
But beautiful. Um, let's see. Hey, Flippin' Zippo's here. How are you, sir? Dan Wilson's out. That's why he can't come on the stream. He's eating a donut. Okay, fair enough.
Good excuse.
Stefan is saying my list contains independents only. No Omega, no Cartier, no Rolex, but I am a sucker for gold Grand Seiko.
Yeah.
Yeah. BJ, are you interested in any independents, or are you more you like the big brands? I
To
mean,
be
there's
honest,
pluses and minuses for both, for sure.
for sure. I mean, to be honest, I'm really into IWC right now, which is part of
Oh,
the
cool.
Richmond group, I believe.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I'm after. That I heard rumors recently of like a Mark 19 or a Mark 20 or something that I've been really into.
That'd be
In
nice.
terms of like, I don't know, independent, I guess. I mean, Tudor and Rolex are technically independents, right?
Right.
And I do love Tudor. I think the new Black Bay Pro is really cool. I haven't
Yeah.
worn one in real life, but I think that's a pretty cool watch.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, I don't have too much exposure to a lot of like smaller micro brands or independents because generally when I go into retail stores, they don't have to. I mean, I guess Oris is an independent, and I've had a good amount of experience handling those. I feel lukewarm on those. I think the Diver 65 is pretty neat, but I don't know if I like it enough to go out of my way for it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, BJ, he won. What was the one that you won?
I haven't won anything on your
I thought
giveaways.
you.
I wish I did.
Oh,
That Hamilton's got me interested.
I could have
To
sworn.
be honest, I mean, I saw the giveaway and I think I signed up for it too late, or I didn't catch it. But I'm really glad you're doing it. It's cool.
Yeah. I could have sworn. Okay, maybe. Yeah, Joey. I thought I could have sworn BJ won something from a giveaway, but maybe it was somebody else. Falcon Eye is a beauty for sure. Yacht Master 2 is awesome. Orange Grove, hey, I found this through Sanjay's channel. Welcome, Orange Grove, Sanjay. Good friend to all of us at the Engineer Wannabe channel. Great guy for sure. I'm going to hold out for the eagle eye for patriotic reasons, Justin, making a joke there. Sea of Clouds, Gold Star. The Star Dial Grand Seikos have been Sanjay approved. Oh, I've been corrected. So they're Sanjay approved Grand Seikos. That is correct. 5 seconds a year. Yeah, plus or minus.
Didn't Sanjay approve of all Grand Seikos?
I think technically, right? Right.
I love him. He seems like a really nice guy. I've never met him, but he seems like a really nice guy.
Talking of independence, what did you think to that new Sapaneva Orange Moon?
Look, I don't know if I have the guts to buy some. My friend Colin's like, I don't know if I have the balls to buy that watch, but he loves it, and I'm totally with him. Totally with him. I don't know if I have the balls to buy that watch.
Absolutely,
But I
that
love
price. Yeah, I mean, it's expensive. It's
Yeah.
17,000 euros, I think. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
I mean,
Yeah,
the
you need to
Moon
be.
It's a
Yeah.
tall order.
Yeah.
came out something like $5,000, I think, and this is coming out a lot of money, a lot more. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look. I mean, you have to. The person who buys that watch has a big collection.
Yeah.
And has a whole lot of money, right?
Yeah.
Because that's not like an everyday kind of watch. You're gonna wear that at special occasions.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not gonna be your only watch
Not for everyone either.
no.
At all.
It's not gonna be part of your 3 watch collection, right?
No,
Yeah.
no.
Uh, let's see here. Oh, yep. Pete's he's wearing his Dornbluth right now. Basically impossible to see it in the metal. Mine has a 3-year wait list. Yikes.
Lucky you, Pete. I'm jealous, envious. Yeah.
Ra, any interest in independence?
All the independents that I like are like so well known.
Yeah.
Moser, De Bethune, so it's like, and we've all seen them all before a million times. The closest one would be that, that Pioneer that we were talking about. Outside of that, with De Bethune,
Yeah.
those are so far out of my budget, but I'd love the DB26. It would be a wonderful watch to
Yeah.
have. Even though I'm not sure I know how to read it, but it looks freaking great. Would love to have that watch. But
Yeah.
like we were talking about before, it reaches that price level where it's like, geez, I don't know if I want to wear this. It costs so much that. So yeah, I'd probably stick with Moser. Yeah.
Yeah.
The smaller independents, I really. It sounds bad, but I really have no interest in.
No,
none
I
whatsoever.
gotcha.
None.
Yeah.
Moser
Yeah.
is such a good independent. I mean, they make everything themselves, don't they? They've got precision engineering, make all the
Mhm.
Yeah.
hair springs, they make all the. They're the all in one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You-
for
Yeah.
such a good price as well. I mean, you can start with Moser.
Considering, right? Considering they do everything basically from soup to nuts
Yeah.
in their
Ground
shop.
up. Ground up.
Howard is saying
Now-
small high quality independents are a wonderful way to experience interesting out of the ordinary horology. Also a good point, right? I mean, like I think like I got burnt out with independents. Not that I owned a lot of them, but just because I was almost obsessed with for like a good year and a half. That's all I was searching for was independence, and then I had my share. I had a Kadoke, which I regrettably is not in my collection anymore. I had a Jaeger and Benziger and a couple other small little independent watches that are great. But I understand the attraction to the big brands, right? Because you have a lot of history, reputation, unlimited resources, right? So you can get them fixed pretty much anywhere. And they'll have the parts. You don't have to send it away. Well, some you may have to send away, but I just like that accessibility, like especially with the big ones. The big ones you can go to a dealer. You can go to your nearest city and see some of these watches, or in the mall even, right? But with some of these independents, like it's really hard to see them in person first before you make that decision to buy. It's a lot of
Yeah.
faith, looking at a website and pulling the trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they also carry this romance with them too, even though I'm not really into a lot of them.
Oh
Where
yeah.
it's like, hey,
yeah.
I've got something that nobody else knows, and this is exactly what I
Yeah.
want, and I love it. And they truly say that I don't care what anybody else thinks.
Yeah.
Like, this is the watch for me, and this is exactly what I want. And
Nah, good
you
point.
really don't
Well
get
put.
that with other bigger brands. It's just
Good
not there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That Sharper Neva is awesome. Absolutely. So I love Rolex. I love Lamp. Okay. Let's see here. Scrolling down. So Tori Billard, right? Amin has one, and it is gorgeous. So Tori Billard is another small independent, right? Does great dial work.
Yeah,
Um,
styles are ridiculous.
hmm
Yeah.
hmm The young guys like Stefan, I think his first name, Stefan Kellars, right?
I saw that video that Amin put up of Kettlears. It
Yeah.
looks beautiful. Yeah.
Beautiful watch. German guy Philippe. What's his name? Let me look him up on Instagram here. It starts with a P. I'm gonna butcher it, so you know what? I'm not gonna.
Do you guys think, with being more cautious with everything going on with the economy, like it makes you think twice about getting an independent? Does that weigh into your decision? Or? No.
Not really. No.
I would think twice about independence in general anyway,
Mhm.
just because um, they don't have the unlimited resources as some of the big brands do. So like I really have to love it, right? I fall in love with watches every day, right?
Yeah.
But something like what I like about like Habring and Kadoki, those movements, can be serviced, right, by a competent watchmaker. You don't have to send them all the way to Germany. And great thing about Habring, he sends you with parts, which is really, really cool. You know, so it depends on the independent watchmaker, whether I have second thoughts or not. But most of them I do, just because of the unknown, really.
Yeah, Harbrings responded the two new sector dials, didn't they, for that Japanese
Yeah,
jewelers? Yeah, really nice.
BDev. If I go with an independent, it would probably be RGM. Now, if you're in the States, that's a slam. That's a no-brainer, right? I mean, like
Yeah.
he's been doing it for a long time. He's in PA. Lot of his movements are ETA, 6498s, 97s, I believe. Um, so movements that can be serviced, right? Um, if our GM goes away, right? I mean, I know he's got his caliber, manufactured caliber, which is probably based on something else, um, but great stuff. And from an American watchmaker, yeah, I would have no doubts about going with something with an RGM. Um,
I mean, I'm fantasizing about the French watchmakers. I mean, Breguet is my favorite brand at the moment, but I'm
Yeah.
looking at things like
Nice.
Ludovic Balois and Ferdinand Berthoud, and things like that, and just but you're talking £250,000 for one of those. I
yeah,
mean,
wow.
it's a lot of money.
Hmm.
Philippe
Yeah,
Pikulik, that's who I was thinking about. Young German guy who worked with I think he worked for Kentucky. Okay, got some funny little variations of his name. Let's skip those in the chat. Let's see here. Hubrings come with extra dials. From what I hear, I did have an extra dial with mine, and extra hands. Uh, Hubrings don't stick around. Here's the tough thing about the Hobring, right? Especially the regular three-handers. They're quite plain, right? So um, I lost interest in the one I had, and I think if I go harboring, it'll have to be like a chrono because I think they
yeah.
they just do great work with chronos. Um, Neff is saying, I don't know, some of these independents are so backed up. They either need a big box of fiberglass or they will have enough orders to last them years. So, like, waiting for some of these independents is like waiting for a Rolex, right?
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
like Pete just said with the Dawn Bluth, there's a 3-year waiting list. So
3 year,
I mean,
that's bananas.
it is. So you're waiting a long time for a lot of these. I mean, I
Yeah.
spoke to Kari Voutilainen and at the Watch Pro salon in November, and I was asking him how long it takes to make one of his watches, and he says he's got a 2 and 3 year waiting lists for his watches. So it
Wow.
was, yeah.
That's
So
crazy. Yeah, Neff, good point. Even Anardane has Anardane, great independent watch,
I
maker,
can
beautiful
believe it. Yeah,
dials.
I can believe it.
Man, I blew it. I blew it with them. I mean, I should have bought one like I had a chance a year and a half ago. When they were available, and blew it. So now I'm on a waiting list. So now, like, I have to hope and pray that I can get one before they sell out. Beautiful dials. Beautiful dials. Um, Bobby St. John's at retail probably as stable as Rolex or even more so in the current watch market.
At
Yeah.
retail,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, at retail, yes, right. Um, Colin is saying, I think you'll be fine without the Anaday. Okay, yeah, yeah, I'm sure I'll be fine. I'm sure I'll be fine with a lot of, watches.
Tell you what, I'm going to watch her in September, and Anne or Dane are going to be there, and that's one of the highlights. Going to be the highlights for me.
Yeah.
Is to actually seeing Anne or Dane.
Ye- Yeah, their
What's the
fume, enamel fume dolls are just beautiful, man.
beautiful?
I mean, like, look, I know they raised their prices, but before they raised their prices, at that price point, to get an enamel dial of that
Oh,
quality, man, those
yeah,
guys, they do them themselves. They have people who were trained to do it, experienced doing it. It's just they're beautiful. They're beautiful.
yeah.
Yeah.
Bobby dealing with FOMO. We're all dealing with FOMO, right? That's at some point. Um, well, guys, it's a little bit after 10, a little bit after my bedtime. Thomas, I don't know how you're up. It's got to be like 3 o'clock in the morning where you live.
It's
Uh,
3:10. Yeah.
yeah, Jesus. Well, that yeah, raise the roof. Yeah, okay. Well, it's great to see. I mean, like it's great to put a face to the name and the
Yeah,
Yeah.
voice, right? I
Yeah.
Good to
mean,
see
Really
you
cool.
guys. Good to
Real
meet. Good to
cool.
see you.
and
Yeah,
and B, and BJ,
BJ,
yeah,
Thank you so
Bobby,
much for having me.
Hey, man.
yeah,
everyone
Good to
in
see
the
you
chat,
guys.
Rob,
all the audience. Great to see you.
yeah.
Yeah.
And guys, see you on Tuesday night. I hope I have a surprise for you guys on Tuesday night.
Ooh.
If not, we'll just have a
Nice.
regular show. But hoping to have a surprise on Tuesday night. Anyway, guys, have a good one, and
Hey,
we'll see
take
you
care.
on Tuesday. Take care.
Thanks. You have a good night.
Good night.
Take care, everyone. See you later.